Hey guys, Thogden here. Welcome back to Game Week 22, a double Game Week encounter where it's going to be a thriller. 14 games to get through. We're back. It feels like absolutely ages since we sat down here and talked about football.
It certainly does. I tell you what, last week it was Cal the Dragon on, but you know what? He didn't save the guest. You see what I did there?
Save.
Bit of a dad show. But you know what? 2 points to Cal the Dragon, 6 points to you, 6 points to me. The overall scores are on the doors, Theo.
Yeah, gotta love that. What game are we starting with this time?
Well, first of all, last week we got 11k likes, but this week, who is the guest?
Well, it's Robbie Knox, so...
Oh, brilliant.
What?
He is a legend, mate.
What do you mean he's a legend?
He's a legend.
He just goes on walks and takes you round the heath.
That's what we need in our lives. A bloke like Robbie Knox going for a walk.
I'm joking. We love you, Robbie. And you know what? With him on, we've got to get 10k likes, don't we?
All day long. TDL, smash it.
Yeah, but it's not going to happen. I've just realised we're not getting anywhere near 10k likes today.
The TDL is massive.
We're not getting 10k likes. If we get 10k likes, I will get 10k likes tattooed on my arse.
Except you won't.
The only way to find out is it 10k likes.
Brighton and Hove Albion against Crystal Palace. It's 9th against 12th. It's the M23 derby. Sorry about that. Now, Brighton, they've got a man called McAllister. Theo, and you tipped him, and he's just gone and scored 2 goals in his last game.
Yeah, I've been watching him since he went on loan to Boca Juniors. He's the Scottishman with the Argentinian net, or the other way around. I've messed it up. Whatever. He's a great player. But I just think coming into this game, I love this match. It's a weird derby. Can you even call it a derby? Because they're not really nearby. But it's such a good one for atmosphere. The fans absolutely hate each other. It's so good. I might have to be there.
Oh, wow, that is a big shout. Now, Crystal Palace lost last week, but went 3-0 down to West Ham. Michael Elise came on. Theo, he changed it, didn't he?
Absolutely. When he puts it on his left foot, it's like watching LeBron James. You know what I mean? Where he like,
yeah,
okay. Honestly, Elise's left foot is a joke. And that Millwall defender, when we were at the game, he couldn't handle himself. He had to upset. I think it was Malone or something. He Maloned it up.
What even is that?
I don't know. Made it up.
But anyway, Phil, yeah, we saw Crystal Palace against Millwall in the second half. I thought they were magnificent. I think these are 2 very good teams, Theo. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to sit on the fence, a 1-1 draw.
Do you know what my prediction is? Brighton 2, Palace 1.
Wow, and he said it with an enormous hand, so he's probably right. But Robbie Knox over in Norwich, what do you reckon, pal?
Hey, before you go over to Robbie Knox, Dad, I want to explain what's going to go down in the game.
Yeah.
It's going to be 1-1 for most of the game. It's going to be back and forth with the fans. But then who turns up? Oh my goodness, it's Alexis McAllister. Last minute winner, chaos at the Amex. I promise you, that's how I had a dream. That's how the game's going to go.
Cheers, Thogden, Thogdad, thank you very much. Brighton versus Crystal Palace, first one of my Premier League predictions. It's the local derby that I don't really understand why it's a local derby. I think Brighton are going to take this. Home advantage, nice beaches. That's got to be in their mind. Crystal Palace doesn't have any beaches. Maybe a draw then, 1-1.
Manchester City against Chelsea. It's first against second. It's Manchester against London. I think this is the game of the weekend. And Manchester City, they batter teams wherever they go, don't they, Theo?
They do. City are on form right now, and they're not really missing any players to AFCON, whilst Chelsea are missing Edouard Mendy. It feels a weird amount of time since 2 big teams have faced in the Premier League. There was one game, Liverpool-Chelsea, but because of the Carabao Cups and the FA Cup games covering, it's just been a bit of a slow run, hasn't it? How many goals? These were goals galore in this match.
Well, I'll tell you what, Theo. Chelsea, the last game, that Mateo Kovacic goal, we'll never forget that. But Chelsea are dropping points at the moment. They've drawn 4 of the last 5, 10 points behind City. I'm sorry, there's one result here, and it's a City win, 2-0.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Well, all I can say is the 10 head-to-heads with City-Chelsea never been a draw, so one team just turns up on the day. The last 2 times at the Etihad, it's been Chelsea. They've won both the games. I think there'll be a difference. City are on top form. Nothing can stop them. They're going to go and win the Premier League now. There's so many points ahead of Liverpool and Chelsea, it's a joke. They're going to win 2-1 here. It doesn't matter who they play. They've got all the players in every position to tick off another win.
But over to Robbie Knox, the man who likes to go for a walk.
Just come out of the studio, all went very well, and now we are doing Man City versus Chelsea, the big money foreign investment derby. I'm going to try and make every one of these games a derby match, and I am going to go Man City to win by 2-1.
Burnley against Leicester City. It's 18th against 10th. Now, Burnley only 2 points in 5 games, 1 win all season. But Maxwell Cornet, can he be the difference?
He can be the difference. But Leicester on form. They've got Lookman, Dewsbury Hall, Tielemans, Vardy. They're only missing Iheanacho. Is that a big loss for them?
Well, I think there are more injuries than you just mentioned. And that is what worries me, Theo. And Burnley will be absolutely fired up for this one. A win here. Yes, it'll be absolutely massive.
Burnley are losing to Huddersfield in the FA Cup. They've just sold Chris Wood for 20 million to Newcastle. I know he's not really a goal scorer this season, but it's another player they're missing. Will they bring someone in by the door for this match? No. It's Cornet, and that's it. That's all they can hope in, one player. And actually, he's out for Ivory Coast in the AFCON. They've got nothing left, Dad.
Oh, I tell you what, though, Theo, the Burnley spirit, the Lancashire spirit is strong, and for some weird reason, I think this is going to be a 1-1 draw.
Dad, you're off your nut. It's going to be Burnley 1. I'll be nice giving them 1, because I don't really think they'll sneak one without any of their talent. Leicester 3. They're going to smash it. The Foxes will dominate. Jamie Vardy's going to be kicking corner flags as he did before. I think this was in this encounter. Was it this fixture? I don't even know. But let's see what happens.
Oh, sorry. Didn't see you there. Burnley Leicester now. The David Nugent derby. We're getting niche with these now. I'm going to go for a 2-0 victory for Leicester.
Newcastle United in 19th against Watford in 17th. My goodness, if Newcastle win this, they will go above Watford, Theo. What a relegation tussle this is going to be.
So you're telling me from this game they can sneak out the relegation zone?
They can, yes.
That is unbelievable. That's how important this game is when the two teams battle it out at the bottom of the stable. Watford is weird. They've got 2 games this week and they're both relegation scraps. I don't know which way it's going to go. Which team will perform? I don't know. Newcastle didn't turn up against Cambridge and they lost there. And that was with Trippier. How's it going to go?
Well, it's hard to call because Newcastle, those new signings, will they play immediately? Will they gel immediately? What we know about Watford, Theo, they've got goals up front.
Yeah.
And I'm worried about this. This could be a bit of an upset. But having said that, Watford have lost the last 5.
They have.
So I'm just going to go with home advantage, the power of the Geordie crowd, 2-1 Newcastle.
I agree Newcastle are going to win. A little bit low scoring. I think I'm going to go Newcastle 1-0.
Newcastle-Watford. Big battle towards the bottom of the table. But who's going to get the advantage? Neither. It's a 0-0.
It won't be that.
Norwich City against Everton, 20th against 15th. These are 2 teams with real problems of their own. Norwich have lost the last 5, haven't they, Theo?
Yeah.
But you know what? Will a win here for Norwich pull Everton into a scrap?
It can do, but will Everton even win this game easily? I'm not too sure. Rafa Benitez, the treatment of Lucas Digne was appalling. And it probably makes every other first-teamer think, why should I play under Rafa? Because if there is a good moment where there's agent talk and I potentially could get moved to a bigger club for my career, Rafa will just play it down and try and spread rumours that aren't true and basically make you fall out with himself and the rest of the team and just make it leave toxic. So the players will be low on confidence. The only one that turned up for Everton last time was Anthony Gordon.
Yes.
And that was to show something. He was the diamond in the rough. What Everton are we going to see? Because I'm really unsure of it. Brighton beat them.
I don't know. There's some Everton fans, you know what? If Norwich win this, Rafa's gone. Surely. Some Everton fans secretly want that.
No, most of them do. And I think it's the correct decision. If Everton lose this game, Rafa should go. The appointment of Rafa never really made sense to me. And still to today, I think it's time to go. It's getting close.
But I tell you what, they're playing Norwich. They rarely score. They rarely win. I'm going Norwich 0, Everton 1. I think they'll get it from somewhere.
Yeah, I'm getting the feeling it's going to be Norwich 1, Everton 2. If the Canaries going to win, it's this match. But Everton have the quality. The likes of DCL, Richarlison coming back, Anthony Gordon, like we mentioned. There's enough there to win this game. Everyone beats Norwich. I think it'll be another one.
But talking of Norwich, Robbie Knox lives there. Mate, what do you think?
Thogden, Thogdad, Norwich, Everton. Norwich is my home city, and I believe today is the day Norwich climb off the bottom. The 1-0 victory.
That is complete bollocks. Wolverhampton Wanderers against Southampton, 8th against 11th. 2 teams who won last week.
Yeah.
Wolves beat Man United. That João Moutinho volley. Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. Wolves and Southampton are 2 teams that are really on form.
Yeah.
We saw Southampton score 4 goals against Brentford, smashing them in. Salisu, I thought was going to go to AFCON, and we saw him. I was like, wow. But yeah, I think this will be a 1-1 draw. 2 teams on form. Wolves like to keep it low scoring. Both of them seem to be playing a 3-back at the moment, so they might just counter each other with the same formation. What's your prediction, Dan?
Well, first of all, I'll say Southampton were magnificent yesterday. Diallo, James Ward-Prowse, we could go on. They were absolutely
Armando
super.
Broja, the Albanian, unbelievable.
Absolutely. But you know what? Wolves have got this habit of winning 1-0, and I think they'll do it again. 1-0 Wolves.
No way.
In the pub now, carry on having a lovely little slurp. Wolves Southampton, however, will be 1-0 Wolves.
Aston Villa against Manchester United, 14th against 7th. Now, these are 2 teams who lost last game week, Theo. What's going to happen here?
It's very simple. I think Villa are going to beat Manchester United.
I'm sorry, he's beadle about.
I'm serious.
But United, is it that bad, Theo?
Picture this. Steven Gerrard has just played against United in the cup, lost 1-0. So he understands the team and the concept and the way they're going to try and play with Rangnick. The whole 10's going to be rocking. Felipe Coutinho, debutant. If he's that good and he's fit, he's got to play 90 minutes. It's 1-1 for a long part of that game, and then suddenly, in the 74th minute, Coutinho pops up with a wonder strike, and then Villa hold on to win it. Gerrard, Villa fans, limbs. United will not have the same fight and passion. I'm telling you now.
Well, I'll tell you what, in that cup game, Villa should have won that. They had more XG, but they didn't.
What a player, Buendia.
But this won't be a draw. Villa don't do draws. Now, Man United in their last league game, the men of the match were Matic, Phil Jones and David De Gea. But apart from that, they lost to Wolves. I think United will sneak this from somewhere. I'm going Villa 1, Man United 2.
Mug Dad, you're getting it all wrong here.
Villa Man U, and I'm going for a home win. 2-1 to Aston Villa. Lovely playing this. I wonder what Thug Dad would make of it.
Do you know what, mate? I'm thinking this is an 8 out of 10.
That is much more accurate than a Ronaldo free kick.
Liverpool against Brentford, 3rd against 13th. Now, last week, Mane and Salah scored, and then they got in a private jet and went off to Cameroon. This is the first test for the weekend. Liverpool, Theo, unless there's any positive tests.
Well, first of all, will this game even go ahead? Because we don't often see a first-team Premier League fixture with Liverpool without Mane and Salah actually go ahead.
That is true, Theo. But if it does go ahead, Brentford, we saw them yesterday. I thought they were terrible.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. I thought Brentford showed no fight or passion. They scored 1 goal and they dropped off defensively. They were all over the gaff, and it makes me think this Liverpool team, they should continue to win, especially after all those positive tests have actually been negative. What went on there, Dad?
False positives, Theo. I think we all know what's going on, but let's stick to the football.
No. But do you think Liverpool should be looked into for that?
I think yes. I think it's all a bit naughty. I think you're using the pandemic for your own devices. Look into it, investigate it.
Yeah, comment down below your take on that really difficult sort of topic, because we don't know enough information of what's going on behind the scenes. But what we're hearing now about all of a sudden the players being able to play, bit mental. So let us know in the comments. Right, my prediction, 2-0. Usually I'd go for more goals for Liverpool, but like I said, without Mane and Salah, because of AFCON, it's going to affect them.
And my logic is exactly the same, 2-0 Liverpool.
Let's go over to Robbie Knox, who likes going down Hampstead Heath on a walk with Thog Dad for like 3 hours. I don't know how you spend 3 hours with this mug.
Stevie and I have done 3 pubs. Now we're drinking the trains. M&S Session IPA. It's Liverpool versus Brentford now. I think Liverpool are going to win 3-0.
West Ham United in 5th against Leeds United in 16th. These are two teams who won last game week. Both scored 3 goals. Both exciting teams to watch, Theo.
Yeah, they played in the FA Cup and it was a boring 2-0 West Ham. I thought Leeds were going to score. They had 9k fans in the away end. It was rocking. They were still singing when they were losing, so fair play to them there. But when West Ham play the Olympic Stadium, they're pretty dominant. Jared Bowen and Antonio at the end playing well. Do you think they'll do it again here?
Well, I'll tell you what, even Lanzini, let's mention him. He got 2 goals last week. But Leeds, what an important win against Burnley.
Massive.
But what I will say, West Ham are pushing for that 4th place spot, and a win here would be massive.
Yeah, some of the Leeds players are back as well. Bamford, they've missed a goal scorer. How many times has Daniel James been through and gone? We're like, if only there was a bloody striker that knew where the net was and could actually poach. That's what Bamford brings to the team. Bielsa has been begging for a striker to be back.
Yeah, that is true. Having said that, Dan James got a goal last week, so did Dallas and Harrison. But you know what? West Ham are too good at home. 3-1 West Ham.
3-1 West Ham. I'm going to go 2-1. A little bit more cagey with both first teams coming into a clash here. I'm not too sure. I think maybe another Jared Bowen goal and Antonio to score the other. Vlasic is starting to play well as well. And Bamford to score a goal in his return for Bielsa. Let's see if that's all true. Over to the Knox.
What about the next one we got here? It's West Ham versus Leeds.
Well, what you need to remember with this one is that Jack Mate does pay our wages, and he's a West Ham fan.
I'm independently wealthy, so I'm going to go for 0-0.
Tottenham Hotspur in 6th against Arsenal in 4th. I mean, this game, it doesn't mean much in North London, does it?
Nothing. It's just
psych. It's massive, isn't it, Theo? On the streets of Hampstead and Highgate and Archway. This is one of the biggest games in football.
I love how you spoke about Tottenham Arsenal and you're like, oh, it's massive in Hampstead.
Well, it's just up the road, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's west. That's like northwest.
It's nearby.
The battle of the norths of London. Look, Arsenal are missing a lot of players. Xhaka, Partey. That duo was out against Forest. I don't know if Xhaka's back, but Partey's out for AFCON. Ramsdale will be back in the team. Obviously, it didn't really work out with Leno. They love that leader at, just at the back of that Arsenal team. But Gabriel, is he still suspended? What do you reckon?
I reckon that Arsenal fans want a different referee this week. But I thought the referee got it right last week. But let's not go into that. Spurs are missing Heung-min Son. That is enormous.
Massive blow that I completely forgot. When I was doing my notes, I just seemed to think that Son was available. Because it happened in training, didn't it? It didn't happen in a match. It was all of a sudden just, oh, he's out.
I know. A lot of FPL managers are trying to blank that from their memories. But you know what? I think home advantage. I think Tottenham have got enough strength there. Harry Kane is starting to come through. 2-1 to Spurs.
Well, Kane's got 11 goals against Arsenal, which is more than any other player against that opposition. He's going to smash it. It's at the new White Hart Lane. The game's going to be rocking between the fans. I think Tottenham will sneak it 2-1, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a 2-2 draw. High scoring either way. Loads of goals. Atmosphere will be insane.
Robbie Knox, what's happening, mate?
Okay, here's an actual derby. It's the North London derby. Kind of cruel to Leighton Orient in that, but Spurs versus Arsenal. I find it funny when Spurs lose, and I find it funny when Arsenal lose. I don't know who to go for here, but I'm going to say Arsenal 2-1.
Right, now for the double game weeks, Theo. I'll tell you the game, you give me the score. First of all, I'm going Burnley 2, Watford 2. What do you reckon?
I'm going to go 1-1, so we both go for a draw there.
Morning, guys. It's the next day. Hello. 2-day shoot this, really putting the effort in. Burnley versus Watford. It's going to be a 3-0 victory for Burnley. Convincing performance.
Brighton 1, Chelsea 2.
I completely agree. Brighton 1, Chelsea 2 in the double game week. Get Lukaku in your teams.
Brighton-Chelsea. Little hiccup coming for Chelsea here, where they're going to draw it 1-1.
Leicester City 1, Spurs 2.
Leicester 1, Tottenham 1. I actually predicted 1-1 away back, but Tottenham have improved since then a little bit, but they're missing Heung-min Son. Difficult to tell which way it'll go. 1-1. Maybe Leicester will sneak that though.
Leicester v Spurs. It's going to be misery for Tottenham. It's going to be a 2-0 win. The home side, Leicester.
And finally, Brentford 1, Manchester United 2. I'm giving Man United 2 wins.
I'm going to give United a third goal there. So put Brentford with 1. So Brentford 1, United 3. I just get the feeling after seeing Southampton score 4 against Brentford, it just looks like it's falling away for them. Thomas Frank, I want to know what's going on. You were calling James Ward-Prowse the best right footer at set pieces in the world, and then you go get battered and concede from an assist from him as well. It's like, mate, just compliment your own team and focus on your own game, because it's a problem right now. You want to stay in this league. You're getting thumped by Southampton. It's not what you want in your sandwiches, is it?
Brentford versus Manchester United now, and as a Liverpool fan, I've never been a big fan of Manchester United, but I can't let bias come into this. I've got to be a neutral, impartial predictor of scores here, because it would be undignified not to. And I think Brentford are going to win 7-0.
What do you all reckon? Put it in the comments below.
Slap it down there. It's going to be a very interesting week. Loads of Premier League football, loads of live streams, and we're going to be going to the old M23 derby. People hate us saying that. Thogden get roasted every time.
I know, but you know what, Theo? I'm going off to film Jack Mate's Happy Hour, so look out for that. See ya.
See you later. Get out of here. Right, smash 10k likes. Remember, I'm going to get 10k likes tattooed on my ass. See you in a bit. Bye, guys.